In a world where the fundamentals of life are shifting, Mother Earth is ringing the alarm louder than ever before. The historical roots of our ecological crises are argued to have emerged from the mass destruction of nature by humans. The development of technology has given us the ability to use the environment's natural resources at an increased capability. Anthropogenic ecological issues like climate change, pollution, and the loss of biodiversity have emerged as a result of our actions. We are in the midst of ongoing ecological crises, which will destabilize the balance within the ecosystem and inhibit its continued survival.
It is up to us to protect nature and repair the impact created by the previous generations. By leading sustainable lives, we will be able to preserve the resources our planet provides us. Given the urgency of our current situation, it's imperative for academic institutions to lead the way in research, education, and advocacy to tackle the ecological crisis and promote sustainable practices for the planet's well-being. York University, renowned globally for its commitment to sustainability, is on a mission to become one of Canada's foremost sustainable institutions. The university plans to create a sustainable future by aiming to achieve net zero emissions by 2040. In this documentary series, we will journey to York to uncover the initiatives they are implementing to achieve the 17 sustainable goals set by the United Nations and play a part in addressing the ecological crisis.
Welcome. Today we embark on an exploration of sustainability at York University. But before we delve into conversations with key figures from the Office of Sustainability and explore initiatives and priorities, let's hit the streets of our campus. We're curious to see if people recognize the urgency of climate change. Will they be more enticed by the prospect of winning $1 million or by the chance to combat the looming threat of climate change? Join us as we uncover the pulse of sustainability at York.
I would rather...
Tough to say.
It's been quite weird this year, like winters were late. I guess that's the effect of global warming.
I would want to the smart answer is probably to reverse climate change, obviously for the long-term benefits of everything. But as an international student that pays international fees, I'm gonna have to take the $1 million, yeah.
No, definitely reverse the change.
Well, actually, I do that anyway without the $1 million. I support it, yes.
Reverse the effects of climate change because it impacts everybody. Whereas the $1 million helps me, but doesn't necessarily help everybody else. And maybe if we can actually reverse those impacts, we can create a better place for everybody, and we can all benefit more than $1 million worth of impact. So the impacts of actually reversing climate change would be much, much bigger than $1 million could ever achieve. So that would be my answer.
Wow, those were some very eye-opening responses. York has the largest and first of its kind Faculty of Environmental Studies. The new Eco Campus in Costa Rica is next to one of the largest rainforest ecosystems in Central America. York offers more than 500 courses that relate to environmental and sustainability studies. Water refill stations across the university have replaced disposable water bottles. Did you know that in 2015, York became one of the first universities in Canada to phase out the sale of water bottles on its campuses? In 2023, York was named one of Canada's greenest employers for the 11th consecutive year. It is one of the very few universities in Canada to earn this title. Now, let's hear from some of the members from the Office of Sustainability at York University.
Yeah, so York's current sustainability initiatives, we last year had our new sustainability policy approved by the Board of Governors. And that policy allows us to really commit to our net zero targets. So we've now committed to being net zero for Scope 1 and 2 emissions prior to 2040, and to significantly reduce our Scope 3 emissions. So that's one of the big initiatives. The other thing that we're working on right now is renewing our sustainability strategy. So we've been taking this past academic year and doing institutional consultations on renewing our strategy. Our first one was developed in 2017, so it was time for a renewal. So working with the community, we've heard from the community through surveys, through workshops, through our working groups, through Indigenous circles about how can we improve it, what do we need to do, what are our strategic actions and objectives to really move the university forward when it comes to sustainability.
Well, one interesting one that was advanced recently, a key priority at York around fair trade, is York University has recently achieved its Fair Trade Silver status. We're the second university to do so in Canada, which means for many of the goods and services, or many of the goods that are purchased that have a supply chain that haven't been particularly good for the environment or for labor, laborers, farmers, and such in the developing world, we have now purchased from fair trade providers that provide a fair wage as well as a good are good stewards of the environment. So that's one area that I think that we can continue down and look deeper in the supply chain for some of the other materials that we use in our buildings as well as our operations and that we consume on campus, that we can be better partners. We are working on a new sustainability strategy overall for the university that will be looking at all aspects of our impact on the natural environment and how it intersects with people and society in a way to advance prosperity for more people. So those are some of the really interesting ways that we're advancing the project at Noventa, the project at Glendon with Noventa that would address our emissions from that university. Some of the projects we're looking at the Keele campus along the same lines. For transportation, we have the subway system at York University certainly helps address some of our commuter emissions at the university and make it, frankly, a more affordable option for many rather than driving to the university. We need to encourage people to do that more. We need our transit system to integrate better, to make it more affordable, more convenient for students, faculty, and staff to attend York by coming to York in a lower carbon form of commuting. Again, just one of the small ways that we can make or have a lasting impact on our local environment.
So I'm excited with York's current sustainability transition with the net zero goal for 2040. So there's a lot happening on campus right now in terms of transitions in the area of water, waste, biodiversity, infrastructure, procurement, operations, curriculum, and much more. All of these are going to be viewed through the lens of sustainability moving forward to ensure intergenerational justice and biocentric welfare. So what that means is that we're taking into consideration people, plants, and animals on York University's campuses. Additionally, with the Climate Solutions Parks and campuses, we're continuing to run solar trainings that are subsidized by the government in partnership with Relay Education. We're running a program with Elephant Thoughts, which is an amazing organization that works with disenfranchised youth, where we're offering them skills-based trainings that provide subsidies for wages, for resources, for expert-led trainings, and also for additional bridging program support to ensure the employability for them in the long term. We're going to continue to run agriculture programs, solar programs, and we're going to continue to build up the infrastructure and programmatic elements and academic elements of the Climate Solutions Parks as well. And we're going to continue to work on permaculture programs, regenerative agriculture programs, so on and so forth, and continue to foster relationships with our Indigenous partners in Six Nations.
Well, York has a Sustainable Innovation Fund that's run by the Office of Sustainability, where we accept applications from students, faculty, and staff for sustainability projects here at York, small-scale sustainability projects at York that we can then fund. And this term, we funded 9 projects that totaled $100,000 that came from students, faculty, and staff from across the faculties at York. We've seen some successful projects in the past that, as they relate to composting, to other initiatives around energy and large-scale battery storage. We have newer ones around the arts and incorporating the arts into environmental action, as well as things related to, or applications and projects related to power systems, to artwork, to gardening, to innovative teaching and engagement techniques, all of which we've seen be successful projects come forward, from everything from researchers in Lassonde to artists, art students in AMPD, as well as many C4 projects that have been advanced that have done the same. So very exciting projects, and we look forward to funding more.
Yeah, so I think we're at a pivotal moment of change. We had a President Sustainability Council for many years, and we're transitioning now to a new sustainability framework. The framework has 3 different levels. The first level is working groups and really integrating both faculty, operations, and breaking down traditional barriers. So looking at how can we use the campus as a living lab, looking at projects to improve sustainability on campus, working with our researchers, our experts. We have then a task force. The task force is made up of many community members at York, as well as all the co-leads from all the working groups. And then we've got a steering committee. The steering committee will help setting the vision, identifying opportunities for funding, approvals of major projects. So it's really exciting to see the new sustainability framework come to light, where we're engaging community members from across the institution, different faculties, our operations, and really coming together to create strategic actions on moving us forward.
Wow, we learned a lot from the members of the Office of Sustainability. Let's harness this newfound motivation to advance York's sustainable journey together. Join us next time as we dive deeper into shaping York's green future. And remember, every action matters, no matter how small.
I don't think that people recognize how terrifying this climate change is that we're experiencing.
Mother Nature is calling. Are you listening?
Future generations are at stake. We need to act now.
Sustainability isn't an option.
It's our responsibility.
Let's make small actions today for a bigger impact tomorrow.
One Earth,
one chance.
Let's make it count.